Welcome back. We're getting closer to race days at Lido Beach. The 34th annual Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival is happening this weekend.
With so many eyes on the fast boats, who's looking out for the marine animals? ABC7's Jackie Kelly is live at Lido Beach with a first-hand look at the efforts to keep the sea life safe. Jackie?
Scott, Jacqueline, local law enforcement, as well as experts from Mote Marine Lab will be here at the races. Now, all weekend long, they're going to be monitoring marine life, and they're asking for your help.
To some, the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix is all fun and games. But for these guys, events like this can be dangerous.
We see things like boat strikes, fishing interactions where animals get entangled in gear. We also have issues on our beaches with some of our nesting.
To make sure the animals are protected, organizations like Mote and Sarasota Police Department Marine Patrol work with Grand Prix to have a plan in place. This includes placing observers throughout the water to keep track of marine life.
So before the race starts, somebody does a flyover, make sure the race course is clear. If by chance an animal strays onto the course, then the race gets shut down until that animal is clear of the racetrack.
For those enjoying the event on the water, Mote has some reminders.
Simple things like wearing polarized sunglasses so you can see animals better through the water is really a big help. Also, if you see marine debris, stop and pick it up, stow your trash before you take off.
And for those enjoying the fun on the sand,
or pick things up, fill in holes, respect those closures for sea turtle and birds.
Sarasota PD Marine Patrol says they will have 5 boats on the water with a driver and diver on each to ensure safety.
There are many federal agencies and state agencies that are overlooking this, and they do everything they can to be in compliance, and number one priority is to protect the marine life.
Now, those boat races will kick off here at Lido Beach on Friday, and Sarasota Police Department wants to remind people that are going out on boats to make sure you have a sober driver. Reporting live in Lido Beach, Jackie Kelly, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jackie. Now to continuing coverage. Students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School are in town, and right now they're kicking off a town hall at Selby Library. It's all part of the Florida March for Our Lives tour. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live at Selby Library where the town hall is happening. Jess, what's the focus of tonight's conversation?
Jacqueline, as you can see behind me, it's still pretty empty in this room. It's not because no one showed up, it's because they're just now letting people in the door. The public town hall is supposed to start at 5:30. It may be a few minutes late because earlier today these students were having a conversation with State Representative Margaret Good about what changes they want to see in Tallahassee. Representative Good joins me now. What did you take away from this conversation that you had with these kids today?
Well, it is clear that they want to be heard. We met with not just students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas, but also local students, and they are making connections so that they can keep their momentum going. And it was a privilege to hear what they had to say, and this is not a conversation that is going to end anytime soon.
Thank you so much, Representative Good. Again, people are filing in the door now. This room holds about 200 people, I'm told, but the line outside looked like there were many more people here than that, so I'm assuming it will be standing room only here tonight. Everyone's filing in. At 6 o'clock, we will bring you live here again when these Parkland students are in the room and they begin this town hall, and the conversation tonight is about gun reform, mental health, and of course, school security. For now, reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. Demolition is underway in a once popular waterfront restaurant on Longboat Key. Workers began knocking down Patty George's today. Patty George's had been here for 43 years until it closed 2 years ago. The demolition team says one of their challenges is making sure none of that debris falls into Sarasota Bay. The restaurant is right on the water.
We've taken all the necessary precautions to prevent things from getting into the water and things like that. So we anticipate this demo taking no more than 2 weeks at this point, but we perceive that it's going to be less.
Once this is all cleared, the Columbia Restaurant Group plans to build a new place called the Buccaneer Restaurant. If that sounds familiar, that was the name of another iconic restaurant on the Key that was torn down back in 2005. This new restaurant is set to open sometime next year. It's going down quickly.
Yeah, it is. Well, you could hear, or you could feel rather, that heat and humidity if you were outside today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, it's still there if you're going outside. Temperatures, although cooled just a little bit in some inland areas, it's still pretty warm. Feels like temperature at around 97 degrees. This trough of low pressure, which has been fairly persistent late spring and throughout this early summer, has been hanging out over the southeast United States, and that has allowed this high pressure ridge to kind of park itself down in the Florida Straits. Once in a while, it wanders up to the north and heads off to the north. We saw that over the weekend with the more coastal showers and thunderstorms. Right now, it's going to stay down there, although still some light rain near Northport, spreading off toward US 41 in South Sarasota County. Very light rain. Heavier storms by far inland areas, and those are weakening near Mayaca City, still generating some lightning strikes. You see that right there near northeast of Edgeville, but for the most part, not many concentrated showers and thunderstorms around at this point. And you can see better rain chances along the east coast as all this is going to kind of drive in that direction. We are looking for a better chance for rainfall here as we head into the weekend as a result of increased moisture. 89 degrees right now, and there's the feels like temperature 97 degrees, so it's still warm, it's still muggy, and we have plenty of sunshine. Should make for a nice sunset. West winds are at 10, and the dew point temperature at 73 degrees. As far as the futurecast goes tonight, as I mentioned, most of the inland storms pretty heavy there, and then a few showers will eventually work their way out toward the coast, say around 11 midnight, and we may see one or two of these generate some lightning strikes due to the fact the water temperature is still right now very warm, 87 degrees. More in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thanks. We'll talk to you soon. Happening in Florida, a controlled burn by state contractors sparked a wildfire that destroyed 36 homes and burned more than 800 acres. Now the practice is suspended statewide. That fire broke out late Sunday in the coastal community of East Point near the historic town of Apalachicola in Florida's Panhandle. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission said a private company was contracted to burn 480 acres on June 18th. 580 acres of private land separated the controlled burn from the East Point neighborhood. Controlled burns are used as a forest management tool.
Several people are evacuated after they were exposed to a chlorine leak at a Lockheed Martin facility in Orlando. First responders were called to the facility around 10:30 this morning. 6 patients were evaluated at the building. 2 were taken to the hospital and others were decontaminated. Orange County hazmat crews are now working to clean that facility.
Swimmers along Florida's coastline are getting a nasty surprise at the beach this summer, an itchy red rash from sea lice. They're tiny jellyfish larvae that can get caught in swimsuits and sting you. Now here's some advice on how to deal with them. Women should consider 2 pieces instead of a 1-piece bathing suit to reduce the surface area of swimwear that could trap them. Swimmers should avoid wearing t-shirts in the ocean and should change out of their bathing suits as soon as possible after leaving the water. Also, be sure to wash your bathing suits with detergent and heat dry after use to kill them.
Sarasota is ranked the #3 best beach town in the country to live in by WalletHub. That site compared 205 cities across 58 factors, including housing costs, share of for-sale waterfront homes, and quality of beach water. Sarasota came in 3rd behind #1, Lahaina, Hawaii. Naples in the #2 slot. Venice was ranked #15 in the country. Other Florida cities that made the top 10, St. Augustine at #5, Boca Raton at #7, and Key West came in at #10.
Not a bad ranking there. I'll take it.
Yep. Still to come on your Suncoast News tonight. After controversy over professional tennis's seeding rules, Serena Williams will compete in Wimbledon coming up this month.
Why some people are arguing that it may be unfair.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. The Sarasota County School Board is hosting a special meeting to talk about school security. We'll tell you what they plan to discuss and what still needs to be figured out before the school year begins in August. But first, tomorrow's forecast. John?
Well, pattern change for the Suncoast as high pressure sinks southward. We'll talk about the effect of the west wind.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
Big news for Serena Williams. Earlier this morning, Wimbledon announcing the tennis star will get a 25th seed, a victory after she was not seeded at the French Open, coming from maternity leave. A lot of people now arguing that's unfair. ABC's Molly Hunter tells us why.
Seven-time Wimbledon champion Serena Williams will be back in London this summer. The seeding's out today for the premier tournament. Serena grabbing spot number 25, knocking the world number 32. Slovakian Dominika Cibulková out of the mix. Dominika telling UK press it's unfair. Only 32 players make the cut, and Serena, while winning 23 Grand Slam titles in her career, has only played 3 tournaments in the last 12 months and is ranked 183rd in the world. The reason? She gave birth to little Alexis Olympia, gracing the cover of Vogue in February, pictures by Mario Testino. So despite her track record, given her ranking, Serena wasn't guaranteed a spot this year. But the All England Club, which runs Wimbledon, tweaked the seedings to include her, which is allowed. But there are no universal rules for players who return from maternity leave.
It should be under review to change these rules. Maybe not in time for me, but for the next person that maybe she's 25 and she wants to have a baby, but she doesn't want her career to be over.
And yesterday, posting these photos of her first Wimbledon win 16 years ago. Also sharing a look back at her wins alongside men's champ Roger Federer, who nabbed the top seed above Rafael Nadal, despite being ranked lower in the world this year.
And by the looks of it, she's ready to get back on center court. No word yet on any rule changes related to maternity leave, but we're excited to cheer on this fierce new mom when Wimbledon kicks off next week. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
A lot of people asking about the beach report because they're going to be heading out there for the July 4th festivities and the big boat races. From this picture, not much of a problem on Siesta Key. As you can see, quite a few people out there. If it is, it's not all that great that they have to leave the beach, and you can see quite a bit of them just kind of hanging out. That was earlier today, and you can see some clouds off in the distance. Cindy Desmond getting that shot. And we had a green flag up there at the guard tower indicating no advisories and no problems right there. Anyway, Lakewood Ranch webcam showing I had some showers around earlier. A little bit of rain fell there near Lakewood Ranch. Not all of it, but a little bit fell earlier, and you can still see some high clouds coming in from those storms in the inland areas. And in the tropics, get a look at this. This is the color-enhanced satellite imagery from our GOES 16 satellite imagery. And what we have here, this is, you see a little gray area right there and a little bit more right there. You can see it kind of circling. That is African dust, which continues to inhibit cloud formation and therefore any kind of tropical development all throughout the main development region in the Atlantic. So good news on that front, and quite a bit of shear taking place off the Carolina coast, and so we're not concerned about this area anymore. There wasn't much of a chance of it developing, and now with all that shear around and that trough of low pressure coming in, no worries about that becoming anything tropical and spoiling the weekend. As far as rainfall estimates go, you can see a little area right there near Lakewood Ranch, just stretching up toward Lakewood Ranch, and then right there near Bee Ridge and Fruitville getting some rain earlier today. That was with the sea breeze. As it pushed inland, it will develop a few scattered showers in the late morning, early afternoon, but then the main focus will be well inland later in the day. Parrish also getting a brief downpour earlier today, but nothing in northwest Bradenton, Anna Maria, down to Longboat Key. It's been rather quiet there and stays that way right now. The East Coast breeze rather active today. You can see some of the heavier storms pushing off to the southeast now, and more rough weather expected for places like Highlands County, also into eastern portions of Hardee and DeSoto counties. Although right there in the northeast Hillsborough, which is well inland from the Gulf of Mexico, you can see more storms developing as a result of some outflow boundaries that continue to generate these storms just to the east of DeWitt. Some heavier showers there could spawn a few lightning strikes here in the future. Well, the atmosphere is going to moisten up a little bit. You can see some of that moisture coming in from the Atlantic, and that will enhance our rain chances. Not so much tomorrow, but Friday and continuing on to the weekend. It's not going to be a washout, but we will see scattered showers and storms, mainly along the sea breeze front in the afternoon and evening. And some of those will get closer to the coast, too, I do believe, on Saturday and Sunday. But for tomorrow, another day pretty much like today with inland storms for boaters. It stays calm out there, too, with a west wind and the seas running 2 feet or less with light chop to smooth conditions. And that will continue, by the way, through the weekend. A lot of boaters will be out there, so no advisories as far as winds and seas go. And you can see those rain chances increasing over the weekend to 40% on Saturday, 50% on Sunday. High temperatures close to seasonal averages. Lows will be down into the mid-70s all the way to 4th of July. And 4th of July calling for a 40% chance for Mother Nature's fireworks to move in. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Some congestion on US 301 in downtown Bradenton, heading north over the DeSoto Bridge into Palmetto. Also some backups tonight as you head south over the bridge as well. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. A $71 billion deal between Disney and Fox is now a go. Today, the Justice Department approving Disney's purchase of most of 21st Century Fox's assets. The decision comes after Disney upped its offer to Fox's movie studios, sports networks, and cable channels. The company originally offered $52 billion for Fox in December. As part of the settlement, Disney will have to sell off 22 of Fox's regional sports networks. Fox's executive chairman, Rupert Murdoch, is expected to keep a few properties, including Fox News and the Fox Broadcasting Network, which would be spun off into a new company.
Employees at Marriott hotels across the country are protesting today. Thousands of workers, from front desk agents to housekeepers, plan to take to the streets in 8 cities: Honolulu, Boston, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, San Diego, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. They're demanding better pay and more sexual harassment protections, among other things. Marriott became the largest hotel company in the world last year.
Summer may have just started, but Kohl's is getting a head start on the holidays. The retail chain announcing seasonal hiring plans today. It's now accepting applications at more than 300 of its stores. Kohl's is looking for seasonal associates for back to school, fall, and the holiday season. Additional jobs at stores and fulfillment centers will be open later in the year. Kohl's is staking an early claim in a very tight job market that's made it hard for companies to find workers.
I was about to say, they are taking that very seriously, getting ready for the holiday season. Well, entertainment news is coming up next. We'll be right back.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Patriotic Spectacular July 4th, 4:30 p.m. at First Church, Sarasota. Choral Artists of Sarasota's annual Independence Day celebration features traditional patriotic favorites, plus a choral salute to the 100th anniversary of Leonard Bernstein, and a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. narrated by Nate Jacobs. Come for the concert and stay for the fireworks over Sarasota Bay. Tickets at choralartistsarasota.org or by calling 941-387-4900.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Joe Jackson, the patriarch who launched the Jackson family dynasty, has died. He passed away today in a Las Vegas hospital.
No cause of death has been released yet. Stephanie Elam takes a look back at his life.
That was nice, very nice.
As the patriarch of one of the most successful families in the entertainment industry, Joseph Jackson created a dynasty that revolutionized music. He raised his family of 9 children in Gary, Indiana, and groomed them to become musical sensations.
You're going to bust every record in the country.
The Jackson 5 became the first pop group to have their first 4 singles go straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. Several of the Jacksons would go on to successful solo careers. Offstage, there were allegations by some of the Jacksons that their father beat or molested them when they were children.
I hope that people will understand some of the problems they were saying I was too rough with the family. Everybody spanked. I never beat Michael in my life, but I did spank the family once in a while.
In 1979, Michael started managing his own career and severed business ties with his father. His brothers followed suit in 1983. Despite the split, Jackson's children still respected his legacy.
The man is a genius to me because he had all these children and he had his little job in Gary, Indiana, and he don't have one kid that didn't make a name for themselves.
Though he was often criticized for being too tough on his kids, Jackson seemed proud of the success of all of his children.
I'm glad I was tough because look what I came out with. I came out with some kids that everybody loved all over the world.
While Joe Jackson was able to cultivate his family's talent, his personal affairs were less than perfect. His wife, Catherine, filed for divorce twice. They spent time living separately, but remained married for more than 60 years.
Catherine is a very good woman, and I love her much, and still do.
In June 2009, his son, pop icon Michael Jackson, died from an overdose.
The world was like Michael. There would never be any wars. Everybody would get along.
Along with his wife, Joe Jackson was often present at the trial of Conrad Murray, Michael Jackson's personal doctor, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in 2011 in connection with the death. Afterwards, Joe Jackson went on to work on various projects, perhaps none greater than the Jackson family legacy he created.
A powerful and male voice in the Me Too movement testifying on Capitol Hill Tuesday, former NFL player and actor Terry Crews told senators his story of being assaulted by a male talent agent. And when asked why, as a big, powerful man, he didn't fight back.
I have seen many, many young black men who were provoked into violence, and they were in prison, or they were killed, and they're not here.
Crews was lobbying for a sex assault survivor bill of rights.
Actress Katherine Heigl is apologizing for photos that she took at a cemetery in New York. The Huffington Post says that she posed next to gravestones and monuments while visiting the graves of her family members last weekend. Heigl later posted the photos on Instagram with some comedic captions. But some Instagram users found that inappropriate, so Heigl removed the pictures and posted a video apologizing.
The Prince Estate and Sony Music Entertainment have signed a distribution deal for 35 of Prince's previously released album titles. Albums originally released between 1995 and 2010 will be available for worldwide distribution this year, including The Gold Experience and Emancipation. More of Prince's music will be distributed in the future. Music from 1978 to 1996 era will be available in the United States starting in the year 2021.
The Empire State Building in New York was lit up with a red heart against white lights on Tuesday to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the classic romantic comedy Sleepless in Seattle. The iconic location is where Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks' characters fall in love and play a climactic role in the movie's love story. The illumination was designed to match the lighting scheme immortalized in the film. I haven't seen that movie in a while. It would be a good one to see sometime soon.
I was just in Seattle. We were thinking about that movie.
There you go.
All right, we'll be right back with more news.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Suncoast Charities for Children and Powerboat P1 encourages you to share the beach with our marine wildlife during the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival. You can share the beach with our amazing sea turtles by waiting until sunrise to set up. Stay clear of nesting areas for our beautiful birds, and please don't forget our beloved manatees. Never swim towards them and always obey manatees' slow speed zones. Together, we can all enjoy the races and share the beach.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Don't miss the 34th Annual Hotel Planner Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, June 23rd through July 4th, with action-packed personal watercraft and powerboat racing off Lido Beach. And be sure to stop by the Boats by the Bay Party and this year's Fan Festival, featuring over 30 powerboats on display, live music, a live stream of the racing action, vendors, and much more. Both events are free admission in the Van Wezel parking lot. Presenting sponsors include Sarasota County and Visit Sarasota. Proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. For info, visit SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com.